Alright everyone, we're not going to wait around any longer. Next up, we're throwing it all the way back to Spyro 1 with Wally. He's going to be doing 80 dragons. Best of luck to the runner.
Thank you very much, Tuper. I don't really have much to say. I can say it pretty much all within the opening cutscenes as I skip through them. So I'll count down now. I will be splitting, so if you hear a button being pressed, that is me splitting. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And hello, everybody. We went too far back. So this is 80 Dragons for Spyro 1, the original Spyro 1, and this is pretty much as self-explanatory as it gets. I'm going to be rescuing all 80 dragons as quickly as possible, and we'll just see what happens. So a lot of the route for this category is going to be taken from any percent. I'm also going to be making necessary adjustments in terms of what extra gems I have availability to, from extra visits, extra areas, and basically making it work however I can.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
And already we are 2 dragons strong, so we're 1/40th of the way there. So there's going to be quite a lot of different movement techniques used within this run. We've just seen a lot of SRT. A lot of the movement for this game is going to be a lot different. So a lot of stuff that you'll be seeing me doing is a lot of charge jumping, charge gliding, wall glides. We've seen wall glides obviously in SRT as part of the PC stuff, and just other things as well. A few proxies here and there. So this is Stonehill. We've seen this before. We've seen it in the SRT1. It's a very simple level, quite straightforward, although I'm making it seem a lot more difficult than it is. But 4 dragons in here, not many good gems. Artisans is quite low gem levels, 100 gems, 200 gems each. I didn't do Sunny Flight, due to the fact that Sunny Flight is actually quite slow for gems. So by skipping that, I actually save more time than it would be to go and grab it. And a lot of Artisans is just going to be straightforward, going to each level, going from one dragon to the next, and so on. Not much gem collection to be done. This level is the most gem intensive for Artisans, Town Square. Quite a few 10s and 5s along the route. And where SRT did a fairy proxy to get up here, we're just going to be using physics and jumping up from the side. And that sort of uses a little property of momentum conservation where you can actually increase the height of a jump using the charge. And that just makes that a lot easier. I'm lucky on that cycle, but recovered well enough. And that's Town Square finished, pretty much in the middle of the level, instead of at the end, or in like an off path. So what I just did there was the wall glide and a skip into the boss of Toasty, For those who aren't aware, in order to get into Toasty in this game and in SRT Spyro1, you need to go through the vortex of an artisan's level, or one of the vortices in artisans, rather. However, by doing that, I can just get into Toasty, grab the dragon, and dip out, just like that. I didn't really collect many gems in Toasty. Toasty isn't a very good gem level, especially for stuff like... Well, most of the gems in Toasty are compacted into the boss fight. And they're not all that efficient, they're not high value gems, which means that I can safely mitigate them and just not do them. And I'll be fine in the long run. And it's a bit like Dark Hollow as well, a bit like that in Dark Hollow. I won't be grabbing too many gems here, I'll be grabbing a few of the on-path ones, and that's pretty much it. And also failing basic platforming, because that's what I do. And you'll be seeing this trick here in 120%. Hopefully done first try by both the runners in that race. Hopefully done not third try either. I almost failed it again then. Yeah, so you can get onto the scenery there, and it just gives you a straight path to Oswin. And then give me that gem. And that's Dark Hollow. And that concludes everything to do in Artisans. So straight into the Peacekeepers homeworld as quick as you like. And this is where there's going to be a lot of any percent. Peacekeepers is very heavily populated in terms of gems. There's also quite a lot of dragons with lots of gem opportunities. Most of the route for this homeworld is actually based around the 1200 gem requirement in order to get into magic crafters. It is technically possible to get rid of the night flight split in this homeworld if you route in a whole bunch of slower gems, but I've decided to keep night flight in because I don't really want to be loading the back end of this run with all the gems. Especially since a lot of Dreamweavers, there isn't too many gem opportunities. Am I nasty? I don't think I am. If I am, please tell me. What I'll be doing now is called a damage boost. Pardon me, my words fail sometimes. So you can actually take damage, and what that'll do is it will give you whatever sort of momentum properties you have stored, and it will actually give them to you upon taking damage. So I bumped into the wall, and what that does is it actually stores a bit of forward momentum, and when the bird hit me, it then exerted all of that forward momentum into that wall, And because it was sloped, it meant that Spyro ended up getting vertical momentum instead of purely horizontal, which is what it should have given me. Oh, that was cute. So I tried to do a proxy there. I got a half proxy, so I'll be doing this route without the proxy, unfortunately. Which will lose me about 20-ish seconds. And that type of proxy is called a squeeze proxy. So, whereas in SRT where you're stuck in between two hitboxes, it will push you through one of them, as we saw in Seashell Shore, if you were around for the SRT free any percent run by WED. This will actually try to squeeze you out of those hitboxes as quickly as it possibly can. And by doing so, you can end up getting quite dramatic or quite subtle vertical or horizontal sort of boosts. There I wanted to get a vertical lift from it and land on the nearby rooftop. I would then have went from that rooftop to a roll jump on a sort of sloped roof and managed to get up to Marco a lot earlier, but because I didn't do that, that means I'm finishing the run, not finishing the run, but finishing the level on top of that roof that I was trying to get to. Another thing that I'm going to be doing quite a lot of is flame charging. So when you charge an object in this game, the gem will automatically home in, and that happens whether you're regularly charging or supercharging. However, if you're charging whilst flaming a thing, it will actually act like you're it will act like you've charged the object and then give you the gem. Also, I am really messing up this level. This is a level I don't actually like. I don't like Dr. Shemp whatsoever. See, lots of gems lost in that. Which is a shame because it is a very, very quick level. But yeah, by charging whilst flaming something, or whilst charging as the flame connects to an object, the game will treat it as if you've charged the object and will give you that gem. It will home that gem into you. I wanted a fodder, but oh well. And now we enter our first flight. And as I'll reiterate from the SRT1 any percent run, the lower you are to the water, the more speed you get in a flight level. This happens in both SRT and the original trilogy. So I generally want to be quite low, as well as dipping up for short periods. I'm also going to be flaming stuff from underneath, rather than level to it most of the time. Because I just want to be as low as I possibly can be, for as long as I possibly can. Coming up to the end of that night flight of quite the populated area, and finishing up just like that. Thank you for the good luck, Breaker. Up and coming now is Ice Cavern. Ice Cavern is one of 2 levels which have 5 dragons in. This level is extremely populated with dragons. It's not got too many amazing gems, but it's got enough gems en route to make up for a lot of the travel time. Bonking on the smallest steps. That's how we do it here at Spyrothon. Yeah, just standard progression through this level, collecting whatever gems are available. 1,100 followers! Can we get partner now? I feel like we've been without a Splash community team for a while now. I swear we wanted that back in like 2016. And then the Resistance got made. And there's Ice Cavern. And that pretty much means that we are at the end of Peacekeepers, or well, it does mean we're at the end of Peacekeepers, so we're just going to talk to Gosnold and get ourselves out of here. And move straight on into the Magic Crafters world. So Magic Crafters is sort of where the game gets a little bit harder. But there are even more gems on offer now. Also, I'm unlucky to not get that 10. I can't believe it, guys, we're on 13 followers. And there are only 10 types of people who will get that joke. Those who do, and those who don't. And yeah, I think I deserve that controller.
You're not afraid of those big, noisy,
Excuse me?
gigantic, awful beasts, are you?
So my controller sometimes has a little bit of fun. There, it really wanted to have some fun. You got a bit of Zane. Well, my gem collection isn't on point at the moment. I'll test that a lot more in the next level, which involves a few good flame charges. That doesn't help either. I'm like dropping a lot of This has been a struggle bus, Alpine Ridge. So after limping our way through, that's Alpine Ridge done. That level can be quite punishing if you're not playing well. Alright, now time for High Caves. So right here at the start of High Caves, I'm going to be trying to make a cycle, and in order to get this cycle, it's going to be nice to have a lot of flame charges. Perfect. And that is how that part is supposed to go. That is a good feeling. Not quite in time for that one, but that's okay. I got stuck on that basket now. I am missing a lot of gems. So I'll have to try and make that up later on, or however I can. And hey, there we go. So we've got the Ajax proxy. There's a fodder near Ajax, which can just be underneath you. When you finish the dragon animation, and if it is, you just get launched into the air because you would, wouldn't you? Yeah, my gems are low. Also, we're on 40 dragons. 41 now. This run must take like 42 minutes or something then. It's not walkers. Whoever you are, cheers. Cheers for the good luck. Here we go, all the old ults are coming out, here we go. Alright, everyone step aside, let the crew come through. So if you're paying attention then, 3 gems just came through that wall. So whilst you're supercharging, you can actually grab gems through walls. That's like the only sort of convenient use for it. Is just to grab those 3 gems, and if I played that perfectly, I could actually have done a death abuse whilst grabbing that thief by hitting him as I was diving into the void. Cheers. Cheers for that, snowman. Thanks for the good luck, Jeremy. See if I can get this double. Nope, I can't even hit the other one. Why did I do that so slowly? A few of these errors are just from being kind of silly, really. Also, there's Jeremy Thompson in the chat. He is a godlike 100 egg runner for Spyro 3. He also does any percent on the side. He'll be racing Nerf and hopefully beating him. purpose of doing the flight over 100% in a level is because the flights give you 300 gems and are generally extremely quick for the gems. When it comes to 100%ing levels, there's stuff like 1 gems and 2 gems, which aren't exactly too beneficial when it comes to efficient, as Phoenix has put there, gems per second. Gems per second is always a good way to sort of put it. I'm talking of very good gems per second. This level is extremely good for gems. So I'll be grabbing up to 398 in this level. I won't say I'm grabbing a 398 because I could probably miss one. Because this is a very fast level. It's also a boss level. It's also the first time that we'll be defeating a boss in this run, instead of going to a boss level purely for its dragon. And that finishes us up in the Magic Crafters world. And now we're on to the Beastmaker's world, which is where things get significantly harder. There are 3 quite difficult levels: Misty Bog, Treetops, and Metalhead. We're also done with flight levels, by the way. We've only done 2 of them, but that is it. We are done. We're done with flight levels. So now we're into Terrace Village. Terrace Village doesn't exactly have too many good gems. I'll be grabbing gems that are just on the way. Oh, come on. I wanted that. I'm gonna grab those gems there just as a backup, and there's only 2 dragons in this level. And I am really just throwing away my sparks right now. But we just collect up that dragon. I'm just going to get the fodder there and leave. And I'm just going to skip around all of that. Nice 10 gem hog there. A few nice 2 gems. Get the last dragon in the home world, and that gives us 50, by the way. That gives us our 50th dragon. And now we enter Misty Bog, which, as I said before Terrace Village, this is quite a difficult level, especially with not full sparks. Or, well, we do have full sparks now. So that guy just hit me whilst I was behind him. Which means I'm now down to green, so I'm going to go out my way, grab this 2 gem and the sparks. Or fodder. I generally want to be keeping high sparks values, like blue and yellow, instead of having green. Especially because at the end of this level is an area we like to call Guantanamo Bay. Guantanamo Bay has a lot of these frog enemies. These frog enemies are quite quick. And they have a lot of the knife enemies, and the knife enemies can actually be quite troublesome as well. Oh, it's not gonna let me up. I thought I'd try and go up those stairs using just charge jumps. My gem collection has been terrible. I'm just gonna take the death abuse here. It's probably better than trying to force my way through. All a result of bad platforming, bad movement. And now over to Guantanamo Bay. So we've got these sort of gatekeepers. They're easy to deal with, but then we've got this sort of cluster of just enemies. Easy. Yeah, whatever I said about Guantanamo Bay being hard, it's easy. Menuing is difficult though. Next up is treetops. So I'm gonna have to do a few things here. I need to get a lot of. I need to start catching up on my gems about now. So I'll actually play this first bit a bit slow. So normally you want to be going through this fast because then you can do a teleporting thief. This first one that you chase, you can teleport to the main island, or to his ending island where you can kill him for 25 gem. You can also just do that. Or, hold on, yeah. So as you can see, he just teleported away. And that's actually just a nice way of forcing a teleport. Instead of being time restrained and time restricted rather. We're almost at the sort of make or break part in terms of my gems. I will probably do the backup for Stone Knot, which is a skip that is coming up very soon, instead of trying to go about it with those gems not on me. So we'll just see what happens. Let's see what happens. We'll see if I can get Stone Knot. We got it. So that trick is called Stone Knot. It was found by a man named Spyrothon, and it's a deceptively difficult trick. It looks easy when it's done correctly, but it's very easy to sort of mess up and stumble over. can make or break your treetops very, very quickly, and the one thing that's quite annoying about it is the fact that it is at the end of the level. Again, I don't like being on low sparks, especially in this level. It's quite easy to take damage here. Alright, not too bad up until the fight. So depending on your movement, you'll actually have different cycles here. And Metalhead is also on a cycle himself for what attack he does. So if you're a bit late getting here, you'll have different poles safe. And Metalhead will also do different attacks. So I found that if you're like one cycle late, he'll actually do a enemy throw as his last attack. You do not want him to throw an enemy last. Because if he throws an enemy and you then finish that phase, the gem from that enemy will not home in. And it's actually quite a common cause for missed gems within the 120% category. A little bit of clearing up the ending there. We're done with Beastmaker. And this is now where the run majorly deviates from what any percent does. So any percent limits itself pretty much to two levels, Jacques and Icy Flight. Jacques because it has very, very good gems, and Icy Flight because it's a flight, it just gives you a lot of good gems. And now we enter Haunted Towers. The Haunted Towers shouldn't take too long. It all depends on whether I can get this sort of door thing. I've also got good gems. I've also got that gem as well. That's actually sort of a bonus. I'm glad to have that. Oh, I need to not forget this dragon though. And then from there, it's pretty standard. We just go and grab the dragons. There isn't many gems really to pick up from now. So I'm going to do a little strat here to turn around on this supercharge. Just come out of the entrance, up the ramp, and you're immediately here. Pick up Capano. And Utalo. And we are now done with Haunted Towers. Now, will I get it? Will I get the thing? Nope. So I went for quite a tricky wall glide there. If I got that wall glide, I would have been able to get to a dragon a lot quicker. And it would have saved a little bit of movement. But because I haven't got that, I'm going to be doing a standard route. And another level that isn't in any percent, Dark Passage. Outside of the 80% levels, Dark Passage is actually the most gem efficient level. I'll be trying to get as many gems here as I can, especially a lot of backup ones from what I've missed early on. When's 800 dragons? No. Is no an answer? There were 64 dragons. And this level is also a cycle-based level. So Metal Head's a cycle-based level. Paris Village was also a cycle-based level. And this has a few cycles with the lamp guys. So depending on your movement, you'll have different cycles. And this is also the second level of 2 that has 5 dragons. It's also quite a big level. It's got a lot of paths that you can take, and those paths actually do have pretty decent gems. Also, that last dragon at Obasi, it's actually possible to get mushroom proxies there. I've actually had a mushroom proxy where it shoved me off the edge. I've never felt more betrayed in my life. And that is the last dragon of Dark Passage. And that's Dark Passage, all done. And I don't need to go that way yet. Go this way, get to the teeth, and then we're entering Lofty. Lofty is actually probably one of the worst levels for gems. It's very spread out, it's very sort of, it takes a while to get to places, but hopefully I can get myself some good gems. Though, because I am bad at this game, I wasted a bit of time there. Grab those gems up. But I can actually make these gems work very nicely throughout this level. I don't know why I was going for those before. I should be going for those after. There we go. And then we got a little bit of supercharge here. Just grab a few quick, convenient gems. And straight into a dragon. Five, 5, 2, 4. Okay. I'll grab up these. Grabbed you already. I, for some reason, just can't grab that guy's gem. As well as I've just taken stupid damage. It didn't give me my glide! That's another thing this game can do, it can drop inputs. There was nothing I could have done about that. I did an X input and it just didn't come through. Alright, whatever. We'll just do this the slow way. That's a minor frustration. Can't really let it do anything. But because I think I'm kind of low, I'm gonna go out of my way to shrink these two down. They both hold a 10 gem, so it's 20 nice gems. And we'll see what I have for gems. Oh, I'm fine. Right. What gems am I on? Hold on, let's try and figure this out. So, 5, 6, 6, 9, I need 331. 331, if I can take out 16, that's 315. Let's see. Let's see if I can do the thing for you guys. Might involve a little bit of over collection. What is it? An RPG? Probably. Why do I think I can make that with charge jump? Hey, I mean, Faulty, I'm rooting a JRPG. I gotta get used to it. Right, we'll see what I can do. Oh, right. How many gems do I have? Let's see. Okay, let's go. So, that's a kill you can do on Jacques. So if you hit the boss as well as himself at the same time, you can kill Jacques right at the beginning. I'm a little bit low on gems, but I thought I'd show you that. And now the math makes sense. So welcome to my glitch exhibition. This is actually an 80 Dragons run. I've actually been lying to you the entire time. I just felt like you needed to know. Welcome to North Cove. We're going to be using TNT. There's nothing more I can really say about this level. We're going to be using TNT. We're going to be doing stuff which is called TNT work. That's not TNT work. That is not how that works. There we go. So you can get yourself on top of a barrel as an enemy lifts it, as the enemy lifts the barrel, and it will just launch you up. Makes this level quite handy. Oh, I didn't want that follower. I hope Spirits didn't eat it. So I actually want to be doing a bit of damage control. Hopefully I'm on blue. Hopefully I am on blue. Okay, I am on blue. Because I want to actually be entering Nasty with no sparks. No, the game just wants me to live. So, I've come out of Twilight Harbor and I am now on 0 sparks. The last dragon is after defeating Nasty. So I have to do credit skip. The normal method of credit skip involves you taking damage to get invincibility frames. But I'm on no sparks. I think I've misjudged. I think the run's dead, guys. I think I've messed up. Also, I just like being ahead of Nasty so I can just watch him. Yeah, I think that works. Oh, hi Delbin. And that is time. Oh no, I went over estimate. What a shame. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. 80 Dragons in 2019.
Alright, GG's Wally, that was a sick run. And next up, we have We have 2v2 lockout bingo between LB, Artles, Breggerman, and Luca. That'll be coming up shortly. Catch you all then.